Continuing with lesson 12, we want to go ahead and open up our second sequence, O2 Browse. This here has one clip in it called Run Past, and it wants us to come up to the effects panel and type in the word white. So if you're searching for something, this is one way you can do it if you don't know the whole thing or where it's located. As we type in white, we will see the effect called black and white right here. And we want to go ahead and drag that onto our clip. Notice in our program window right now everything is in color. By dragging and applying this, it has now turned our footage into grayscale or black and white. You can scrub through it and see that the whole clip is now has that effect applied, and it has appeared over here in our panel of adjustments right here. So like I talked about in the first video, if I toggle this, you can see it that it goes on and off. And then if you do not want it, you can come here, highlight black and white, and hit delete, and it will remove it. Alright, next up, it wants us to look for the word direction. Alright, we see directional blur. That's the clip that it wants applied. Double click, put it on, come over here. We'll find the directional blur, and the book has us change our settings. So it's going to be 75 degrees. You can type it in, or you could drag the slider. Typing it when I have specific numbers usually works better. And the blur length 45. And when I click off of that, you can now see that the image is pretty much undiscernible as far as what it is. The book now wants us to dial back our blur length. So as I slowly drag this back, notice how the image is coming back into more focused image. We can kind of see what it is. Basically, then you'd figure out what number you wanted for that to be there to give you the result that you're looking for. Another way to remove these effects is you can come up here to the menu for effects control. Click here, and you'll want to choose remove effects, and it will give us a list. And so you could choose to remove one, or you can remove all of them. If you remove all of them, it will reset us back to the original footage. So just say OK, and it's now taken that blur off. Also, keep in mind over here, you don't have control over fixed effects as far as the order they're applied in. You do have control over the standard effects. And depending on what order they're in, it will affect how they multiply or do the math onto the clip that you're viewing. So if you're trying to repeat a process over multiple clips, be very mindful if you stacked blur and contrast before a color correction or a sizing tool. One way to bypass these fixed effects is to turn them off and use one of the effects from over here in the panel. I know that's something to get a little bit more into, but just keep that in mind. So if you stack multiple effects and you're getting different results, just check your order on them, because that may be playing a factor into it.